All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second Committee on Adjudication meeting to consider a recommendation on the organization, management, and operation of agency adjudication offices. I'm Leah Robbins, an attorney advisor at ACUS, serving as staff counsel for this project. I am joined by our consultant, Professor Jennifer Coe, and committee chair Nadine Mancini. Before diving into the recommendation, I will call roll. So the first roll will be the names of committee members and their alternates. After each name is called, please just say here so we can confirm that your mic is working. So we'll start with Nadine.
Here.
Thank you. Hi, Feldblum.
Here.
Amanda Adams, alternate for Stephanie Gorman. I see Amanda, but I'm not hearing her.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I'm here.
All good. That's why we do this. Let's see. David Ingstrom.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Hi, thank you. Susan Grunman.
All present and here. Thank you.
Thank you. Adam Kress.
Here.
Thank you. Roxanne Rothschild. Okay. Channing Strother. Chris Walker.
Yep, I'm here.
Thank you. Russell Wheeler.
Here.
Matt Weiner.
I am here.
Thank you. And Charles Yordi.
Here.
Awesome, thank you. Now, is there any committee member present whose name I did not call? All right, so the second roll will be the names of ACUS members who are not on the committee and their alternates. Again, after I call your name, just say here. And I will not be calling the names of any members of the public who do not have speaking privileges, meaning just write in the chat if you would like to speak. So I'll start with the project consultant, Professor Jennifer Coe.
Yes, here.
Thank you. And then Amy Roseman Orr, alternate for Helen Saracio.
Here.
Thank you, Amy. All right, is there any other ACUS member present whose name I did not call? Okay, I'll turn it over to Nadine to get started.
Great. Thank you, Leah. We're going to go over the ground rules as we always do. I'll go through them quickly, but if you have any questions, you just let me or Leah know. Only ACUS members, whether or not on the committee, and their designated alternates have full speaking privileges, meaning that a non-ACUS member should write in the chat if you would like to speak. To avoid background noise, please keep your microphone on mute and either use your hand raise function or add a comment in the chat feature if you would like to speak. And I will call on you, and then you can unmute yourself and then say your piece and then re-mute yourself when you're done. Please use your webcam if you're an ACUS member or designated alternate. It's just helpful to see everybody and have that connection when we discuss the recommendation. With respect to attendees other than ACUS members and alternates, participation requires the unanimous consent of the committee members. So time permitting, I will consider calling on such attendees at appropriate points, and we will presume that committee members consent absent their raising an objection. If any such participant would like to speak, again, please indicate in the chat feature or use your hand raise function and wait to speak until I call on you. You can unmute, say your piece, and then remute when you're done. For all participants, please use the chat function only to indicate that you'd like to speak. Please do not hold any sidebar discussions or put substantive comments in the chat feature. And just to be clear that we're hoping to have a vote today, so only members of the committee have a vote. Please do not vote unless you're a member of the committee, and if you're not sure of your status, just let us know and we can update you. So, I think that's everything. I think we can pull up the recommendation. And we did have comments that Leah circulated from Jeff, who is not here but may be here later, and Renee, who is not here but may be here later. So, but I think they were pretty self-explanatory. So, we'll just start at the top. We've been through the entire document once in the first meeting. So let's go back through again. And I'm not seeing anything in these first couple paragraphs. So if there's anything, yeah, hi.
Just for eyesight purposes, if it could be blown up just a little bit more.
How's that? Or do you want it bigger? Let's see.
I think that's fine.
Okay, so we'll try this.
Anything on these first two paragraphs? I don't think there's anything. Does it spill over to the second page? I can't remember. Yeah, there's nothing there. No comments that were submitted, so, or suggestions for revisions. Anything here in these first couple paragraphs?
So footnote 1,
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe, does reflect highest concern from the first committee meeting. Just FYI there, but nothing new.
Right. I definitely can't read that, but I'm sure that okay.
There we go. There we go.
Much better. It's the accommodation here. Okay. Okay. I mean, I think
The concern was about the use of, I think, frontline, what is a frontline decision, and
right,
to make it more,
right.
to make it clear what we mean, what the recommendation's covering and not covering, I guess is.
Right. And so it doesn't cover any adjudication that doesn't have an evidentiary hearing, doesn't address adjudication by Senate confirmed officials, and it doesn't address offices that are subject to de novo review by, and then the ALJ, administrative judge, agency head, because it does cover the stuff that the ALJ, the AJ, or the agency head does. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. That helps.
Thanks for flagging that, Leah.
Did you need to put the font back? It was really,
Yeah, I was just gonna say she wants it big.
that's good. That's good. I wish
Okay,
eyesight could be corrected, but
let's move to the third paragraph. Anything on the third? Let's move to the fourth, and I can't see the comment now because I should have printed it out for myself. So this is Jeff.
mhm.
He wants to add a point about ex parte communications, which we've attempted to do here, right?
Yeah. So let's just read the sentence.
Yes. And we corrected the site to the separation point in footnote 3.
Okay, are you missing an and after that footnote 3? In cases of former, APA requires, among other things, agencies generally separate adjudicative personnel from investigative and prosecutorial personnel and prohibit ex parte communications.
No, it's a list.
Oh,
So
it
that-
is a list. I couldn't
Yeah.
tell if that was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
comma.
yep.
Okay, good. And there's the end. Okay, sweet.
It's a new item on the list.
Right, I just couldn't see the comma.
Yeah.
Good.
Anybody have any concerns, response? I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just lining up the site that was there, 557 to a point. Okay, great. Thank you, Jeff. We've added ex parte again here in the next paragraph. similar conforming edit and adding the recommendations relevant to the topic. Anybody have concerns here? Any comments? Changes? Jeremy, I saw you frowning. Yes.
Quick question. I missed this before in my review. So 77.3 and 2014-4 are about ex parte communications and informal rulemaking. So I
Ah,
don't know that you want to drop citations to those here.
completely agree. Anybody? Thank you, Jeremy. I saw you frowning. I thought, why is he frowning? Well, then, it won't be parallel with all of the other items on this list if we drop the footnote. Is there something to cite?
We could cite 2016-4. It's limited to non-APA proceedings in which there's an evidentiary hearing, but there is a section in there on ex parte communications.
All right. Any thoughts on that? We'll clean that, Committee on Stock and clean that site up. I mean, the idea here, it's recommendations that relate somewhat to the topic at hand, right? So it's not just, yeah. I mean, it's true that the conference has adopted recommendations on ex parte communication. It's just in a different type of proceeding. Okay. Anybody else in this paragraph or this point? Okay, great. Let's move on. Next paragraph starts at line 60. This is the last paragraph in the preamble. And the comment is from Renee. Oh, this is, okay. Making sure that our grammar is correct. Where's Jack? Jack would have an opinion on this. Hi, do you have an opinion on this?
I literally, I was like, we can probably just Google it while, I
yeah.
have a feeling that it might be allowed either way. I think I always do it singular. But
We've tended to do plural, at least.
Yeah, I was just
Oh, you
gonna
do?
say
Okay, then let's just do that.
such
So-
data also
Oh,
allows.
get a
Oh,
hold of it.
Russell. Yeah, Russell, do you have a thought? Yes, please. Unmute, please. Russell, we can't hear you. I'm sorry. There you go.
Sorry, I had a thought about something else.
Okay,
It should be plural, but once you finish with this, I'll raise my point.
that's great. If Russell says it should be
Okay.
plural, then.
Okay, and I just do want to say, just to put it in, that according to the Oxford Learner's Dictionaries, data can be used as both a singular and a plural noun. But I'm cool. Let's do it plural.
ACUS convention will prevail. Okay, Russell, your point, please.
I'm just thinking of the comment someone made last meeting to the effect that some agencies may look at all this and think, what planet are we on? We barely have enough money to keep the lights on. So I wonder if we want to just, I don't really have a suggestion, but I want to make some acknowledgement that we do say resources there in the
We
line
do.
61 or whatever it is, but whether it's worth beefing that up at all. Realizing that many agencies may not have the resources to do all this, something like that. It's basically saying, your resources may be inadequate, but here you ought to go ahead and do all this stuff anyway.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, it just occurred to me, I'm sorry, I don't have I
Like
should have done this
language.
earlier. And
Oh.
send a suggestion. I don't have one. And if
That's okay.
if nobody thinks this works doing, we just move on.
Hi, and then we'll go to Susan.
Yeah, so we've often, I think, talked about this, and part of what I really want us to convey to agencies in any ACRES recommendation is, of course, they have resource issues. And therefore, of course, when we list, we do resources available. But Russell, from my perspective, I don't really feel like we need to say more in the preamble itself. I do think when we get into the mode of talking to agencies about adopting it, we customize it almost to the agency we're talking to. So that's my only feeling. I like it the way it is without having to say more about it. So that's my gut. But I completely agree with you in terms of the underlying point.
Thank you.
Well,
Hi.
I
Go
mean,
ahead, Russ.
I'm quite happy to recede. I just wanted to raise the point.
Susan?
I'm going to pick up where Hyde left off, which was, the big picture, which is taking this document and going to your appropriations committee and saying, look, ACUS has prioritized this. It's a marketing tool. It's a support tool for agencies. I think we all know that we don't always live in times of plenty. But it's, this is good. This is best. This isn't just good practice. It's best practices.
Thank you. Anybody else on this point?
Recede.
Russell, I appreciate you. I appreciate you raising it and being aware that.
No, that's fine. I just, that's all I want to do. I think we should move on.
Okay, thank you. Recommendation 1.
So this is David Engstrom. This may be a comment I have across the various recommendations, but it's unclear to me why we privilege repeatedly the word efficiently, even though in the run-up to the recommendations we talk about lots of other values: fairness, accuracy, consistency, efficiency, and timeliness among them. I guess I'm trying to understand. I try to avoid use of the word efficiency when we're talking about adjudication. I like, effective. Effective suggests that you're seeking various valued ends, whereas efficient is just whether you're seeking those ends in the right way as opposed to seeking the right things. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. I don't have a suggestion. I only looked at this just before this meeting, and so obviously didn't put in a formal comment or anything. But I wonder if there's a way to de-emphasize efficiency in all of this.
Any reactions to that? Hi.
I think that's a great point. And actually, looking at this, I'm not sure we need any adjective, right? At a minimum, you should track the following information for determining how to organize, manage, and operate.
I agree. Maybe we need nothing there. Maybe we
Uh-huh.
don't need any kind of an adverb. And in particular, it just avoids a collision between, say, the word efficiently and down in 1B when we're talking about quality of decision making, which is a very different substantive value.
Exactly. And even effectively is different. So
Yeah,
I think that's a really good catch.
thank you. Anybody else on this? I tend to agree that we may not need it. Great. Thank you, David. Anybody else on 1? There's a lot of data listed, a lot of data categories listed here, but we spent time on it last time, and I think Committee on Style spent some time on it as well. So.
Nadine, one thing I did want to flag actually
Yes.
is C.
Mm-hmm.
That
Is it-
yes. So that was an addition based on Jennifer's report that I don't think the committee actually discussed. So obviously we want to take the time to make sure that this is something the committee wants to include.
Seeing a thumbs up from Hi. I think it's a good addition. And it aligns with the report. Hi, Roxanne. Let's start with Russell and then we'll go to Roxanne. Unmute, sorry. We can't hear. Yep.
Yes.
Yep,
What
there we go.
is the, I see the comma there, but is this the allocation and use of IT funding or IT office space, or are these separate entities?
Leah, I think isn't it meant as separate buckets of
Yes.
things?
So it would be kind of like data regarding the allocation and use of resources like IT, funding, office space, and others.
Okay.
Should we say that? Use of agency resources such as, or something like that?
Well, my suggestion
it's there,
actually
yeah.
is
Yeah,
along
go
those
ahead, Roxanne.
lines.
Yeah, great.
Which is,
Please.
I missed last meeting, I apologize, so I wasn't going to comment on this particular section, but I think it would read a little better if instead of saying IT, it said technology. And I think that might address the issue because it'd be the use of technology, funding, office space, other resources. I mean, as long as that comma stays in there, then funding is separate.
Thanks, Roxanne. Russell, are you still? Yep, we're good.
Yeah, that's an improvement.
Anybody else? That's great. Thank you.
I'm just going to make one comment with that.
Yeah, hi.
If the one thing that comes out of this report is they really collect that data and do something, that will be huge. So I
Yes.
just want us all to, sort of take that as a win if that's what happens even in a few agencies. So I'm also therefore very glad that it's added.
Thanks, Leah, for flagging and adding, and thanks, Jennifer, for including it in the report. Anything else under one? D, we spent some time on D, if I'm recalling last meeting, particularly, I guess it's little I, little v, in terms of the data to capture about the decisional process. Russell, did you have something additional or, yep.
No, I'm the one who caused all the problems last time. I might reword this differently, but I think it's fine. It conveys what we want to convey. I don't think, from my standpoint, we need to spend any more time on it.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
Can you just scroll down to the end? I mean, it looks like
Oh, yeah, 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 there's a little more there.
3 and then 4. Okay.
4 addresses, I think it was Jeff's concern raised at the last meeting about including appellate bodies here. Anybody else on recommendation 1? Anything in recommendation? Russell, I think your hand is still up, but I think it's because of the last, yeah, it's fine. If you had something additional. Yep, good. All right. Let's go to recommendation 2 then. Anything on 2? Okay, 3, if I recall, was discussed last meeting and it was, oh, David, sorry, please.
This is a tiny thing, but I just bumped on the word special. I wasn't sure what a special inquiry was, whether that's a term of art that agency managers use. It strikes me that more tailored would get the job done.
I think we had that from last meeting. We just had moved. It was standalone text at some point at the bottom of this
I-
section.
I think I suggested adding it, and I think I can see the point. What was the alternative?
To just,
Specific-
to just lean on more tailored.
Yeah, take out special. That makes sense.
Uh-huh. And then we have to help assess specific issues. So it's clear that we're talking about zeroing in on specifics here. Thanks, David. Anything else on 3? Let's move to 4. Okay, great. Let's go on to the next section. This is where we're developing high-level officials to oversee, perform management duties, and we have some edits here from Renee. And I think some of it is just to use, parallel construction.
And
think
can you
B-
move IT to technology again?
And I think B needs to be managing, not management. Yep. Way ahead of me.
Do we want to be managing management in 5B?
Well, it's also in 5A. Oh, I see.
We could say overseeing,
No,
because
no,
we
no.
say that in line 119.
Right, but I think you can just take out
Oh, we
management
had?
in each time. Managing operations and resources, such as managing case and workloads, such as. I think
There you go.
that makes sense. Make sure it's cases and workloads. Good.
Thank you. And then we have Jeff's concerns about making clear that these management officials are not hiring ALJs, which I thought was a great catch. And Renee chimed in and agreed with Jeff's concern. And so anybody else have any thoughts for, Leah and Jeremy proposed some language here to make it clear that the management official would be hiring support personnel and then, but facilitating the process for hiring adjudicators. Roxanne.
My comment is actually to D above, which I
Oh.
just was gonna say that I think supervising there should be supervision. 'Cause it's appointment, supervision, and training.
Yep. Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else on D and E where Jeff raised this concern?
This Channing Strother. Yeah, I thought Jeff's concern was a good one, and I think what you got there takes care of it.
Thank you so much, Chan. Anybody else?
Well, actually, I did have a question on
Sure.
now D on the end. You struck appraisals. I guess it's just limited to support personnel now. That's why
Exactly.
that when permitted part came out. So yeah, that works.
Correct. Yep. Thank you. Anything else on 5 in our list here? Okay, let's go to 6.
Another invocation of efficiency as a kind of
I
loan
was
value.
my eyes just landed on that.
But here you do need some word, what is it promoting?
Yeah. And so in the past, we've talked about not in the past, but in, further up in the
Other.
document, we've talked about fairness, accuracy, consistency, efficiency, and timeliness. That's a mouthful, but it does create a kind of parallel structure between the preamble type language and the actual recommendation.
Amy? We can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me better now?
You're a little like quiet. I can hear you, but it's quiet.
I'm not sure how to fix it.
That's a little better. Just yell.
I was just gonna say, I think efficiently when you're talking about managing an adjudicative office and how it operates might be a little different from efficiently deciding cases. So it might play a little bit of a different role in this sentence. It's just a
Okay.
thought.
That's a good point. Hi. We can't hear you.
That was precisely the point I was going to make. This is different. It's, fairness, whatever. It's not, but they're talking about how to divide up responsibilities. And then I thought, let's look at line 130. So should consider the size, caseload, resources, capacity of the adjudication office and the subject matter expertise required to efficiently perform necessary management tasks. So efficiently is good there. Based on these factors, agencies should divide management tasks between high-level officials. When doing so would not create redundancies in leadership. That might be how we can, in other words, you might not need to add would promote efficiency because that's what the previous sentence is saying. And doing so would not create redundancies, and you're figuring out all that to see how to make it efficient, and then obviously it's not efficient.
And then based on these factors, yeah.
Yes, based on these factors, should divide it.
Roxanne.
If we wanted some sort of descriptive term there, we could say, when doing so would maximize effectiveness and then not create redundancies. Just because I think David was saying that effectiveness seemed more appropriately than just efficiency. I don't know if maximize is too strong, but I'm throwing it out there for consideration.
Any reaction?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I think it's fine to do that. Looking at this, the truth is, you really don't need anything else after when doing so. Because you're going to look at all of this size, caseload, resources, subject matter expertise required to efficiently perform based on these factors should divide management tasks between high-level officials. So I just want to say we don't need anything else. I also don't think it necessarily hurts, but
it does state
just
the
wanna put
obvious. You're right in that, of course, people are only going to do it if it makes sense, What if it said agencies, okay, maybe this is too wishy-washy, but what if it said agencies should consider dividing management tasks between high-level officials, period.
Oh, I like that because so often agencies don't do that. So
Mhm.
based on these factors, agencies should consider dividing management tasks between high-level officials, period.
Do we want to use a should consider? I don't, oh, we do have a should consider up in line 138. Look at that. That's a should consider, like,
Right.
yeah, that's a normal should consider. Jeremy.
Can I ask a substantive question? Because I think that actually changes the meaning. Maybe this is
Mm.
more of a question for Jennifer, because
Jennifer.
before it says, you know, divide tasks between, say, a chief judge and an executive director when that would be a useful thing. I think now it basically says, as a best practice, you really should do this. I mean, is that sort of a uniform best practice, or is it one option among many?
I mean, I think it's the latter. I don't think it's necessarily best practice. So I'm just mulling over the language as to whether that language does promote it as such. And so I'm still kind of thinking that through. We should consider.
Yeah, I like it as an option. I like it as an option rather than a best practice. I also like striking redundancies in leadership. Sometimes redundancies in leadership are useful, actually. Sometimes that creates a kind of internal separation of powers that can actually be organizationally salutary.
Right, David. Totally see that point. Hi, did you have a further point here? No, okay. So I think, are we ending the sentence at officials? Is that the consensus here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any other thoughts on this point or anything else in 6? Seven? We worked on this last time, I believe. Eight? Nine. Our list of tools here for management. Ten. And 11. I think we massaged this one last time as well, if I recall.
Yeah.
Really another instance where we would want to swap in technology for IT.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, great. Let's go to strategic planning. And recommendation 12. We have another great list.
Another instance of where I think we can just drop off efficiency without losing anything, and in fact we gain something from it. So just I would put a colon after among other things and leave it at that.
Any reaction to that? Thank you, David. Anything? Thumbs up from high. Let's move to communication and transparency. Recommendation 13. Publishing list of materials. Russell. Unmute, please. Yep.
Why do we need to say as necessary?
So this was a committee on style edit to address a discussion from the first meeting where, because originally it had said agency should publish and maintain the following materials. But there was a comment regarding making sure that these stay up to date.
That they're
And
current. Yep.
this is what Committee on Style came up with. So we are open to other wording here.
Hi.
So that makes sense, but right now it also, I think, defines a qualifies publish. So it's more agencies should publish, comma, and update as necessary, comma, and don't have the comma after update. And then I think because then you'll update as necessary.
So
I-
after publish, there would be a comma after publish.
Exactly. And I think that works grammatically. They should publish the following materials, and then they should update as necessary the following materials.
Russell, does that solve?
Yeah, well, that's what people, sure.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Hi. Good solution. Commas do so much work. Okay. Anything on our list? Russell, did you have something additional or your hand is from last time? That's fine. Yep. Okay, good. 14? $15. And 16.
Can you remind me what role that clause that says who are not subject to performance appraisals does?
I think it has to do with ALJs.
So there are some adjudicators who are, and then, right, if I'm understanding correctly where we're using that. So the second sentence says for adjudicators and support personnel who are subject, ALJs are not subject. So it's parallel. Hi, did you have a comment on this same point?
No, it was something else I was going to
Got
point
it.
out.
Okay. David, are you thinking it's not necessary or it's
No, just trying to unpack it on
I
the fly.
understand.
I'm good.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
My totally tiny one was on
Yep.
line 208. I think we want performance appraisals to be
Mhm.
plural, not
Yep.
singular.
Thank you. Anything else on this one? Great. Leah, is there any other comments or edits that we didn't cover?
Let me go back through quickly and see. Nope. We covered
Okay,
everything.
great. All right, I think, and unless there's any last minute thoughts, comments. I think we're good to go. And we could take a vote. So, members of the adjudication committee, how vote you on this? Yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay. Yay.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Everybody, Leah,
Yay.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, Charles. I saw Adam. I think everybody voted. Fabulous. Leah, what else do we need? Are we done? Could it be so
We are
early?
done. Yes, we are done.
Fabulous.
Obviously, we will clean this up, accept all the changes, and then send around the proposed recommendation from committee.
And we do not need a third meeting, which we had tentatively scheduled. I will just flag before we close the plenary on December 18th. I know the email went out on that. And we hope to see you there. That's where this recommendation will be discussed and hopefully adopted. If you have any questions about the plenary, let me know, let Leah know, Jeremy know. We're all here to help and answer questions. We hope to see you there. Anything else? Are we good? Thank you so much. It's great to see everybody. Appreciate all your work and contributions on this. And thanks so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you
Thank
all.
you.